Hey YouTube, Gordon Miller here from G3. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of great responses from Quoral. I really appreciate everybody who's contacted me. It's a load of fun. I am looking forward to helping to mentor folks through my answers and through the videos here, as well as provide an opportunity to provide insight on various topics via my videos. So listen, I wanted to put up a brief video since a lot of people don't necessarily look at my my profile on Quora. I'm up to 6.5 million views overall, 5 million views last month alone. I really appreciate everybody who's viewing. I've met folks from all over the world. It really is amazing. I have to say it is one of the things that has really been the most fun for me. So, but one of the things that I wanted to make sure that people understand, please read my profile. I've responded to so many people that provide stuff that's outside the limits of what I do, and I'm happy to get your email, but I'm also happy to happy to reply that I don't do those kind of deals. So I wanted to go down the 8 items on my profile that I don't do and try to provide a little bit of understanding about why I don't do those things. So I'm going to look off here as I get the items here, so give me a second. So the number one thing is I don't invest in any deals in Africa or India. And really it's about infrastructure issues and the instability of the government or the economy. It's tough. I mean, the traffic in India is horrible, and the logistics are a nightmare, and it's an incredibly cutthroat and competitive environment. There are a ton of great ideas that people have submitted from India, and if I was from there or I knew more about how to make sure we got stuff done there, I would be on it in a minute. And I really think that some of the ideas that have been submitted are really good ideas. And I encourage you guys that have had stuff in India that I've said no to, please, continue working on some of those. Some of those are really good ideas, and they deserve to come to market, but it's just not something that I feel comfortable in supporting right now. Africa is a similar kind of thing. There's 52 countries in Africa, and while I've gotten some great offers from opportunities in South Africa and Johannesburg, especially in Cape Town, I'm just not there yet. I have friends in Ghana and in other places like that. Shout out to my friends in Ghana, but I'm just not at a point where I'm comfortable putting a ton of money into something in that part of the world. So number 2. I don't invest in real estate deals. If there's a piece of property, if you want to renovate a piece of property, if you want to buy a piece of property, I got completely hosed on a real estate deal and cost me, almost $1 million. And completely my fault, wrong partners, wrong opportunity, just did not go well. And I got left holding the bag. I was going to be one of 3 investors putting in $250,000 each for $750,000, and I got stuck with all $750,000. So not a good feeling. I am not interested in doing that ever again. So it takes huge cash outlays, millions of dollars to do stuff like that. And I'm just really not in a position to tie up that much money waiting for a long-term return. So I don't do any real estate deals. I'm sorry. If anything in your proposal has to do with buying real estate, you can count me out. All right, number 3. So let's see. I don't invest in anything that's not fully researched or and properly presented. So for me, if I do a quick Google search and you have 5 competitors and they've got $100 million in funding each, and they control 80-90% of the market, don't send me another idea. I mean, there's no way you're going to compete with, the guys that got, Series B funding from Sequoia Capital. And shout out to my friends at Sequoia Capital. So, there was an idea recently sent that was competing with something that Sequoia had invested in. Their investment controls more than 50% of the market, more like 60 or 70% of the market. And I just don't see going up against somebody who's raised $100 million, $40 million of it from Sequoia, and being able to be successful. I just, those people are already in the marketplace. They're already heavily funded. And, in an example where you have two industry leaders that have got $100 million each, you would actually have to have $200 million in funding before you would be able to take out number two to become number two. The chances of becoming number one are near zero. So don't do that. I mean, it's great to have a better model on something, but if it's incrementally better, it's not always enough to be able to take out number one. And it's going to be very expensive to take out number two. All right. So number 4. I do not invest in any opportunity for which there are billion-dollar companies already doing it. So if there are companies like somebody was talking about an opportunity that it's Uber, and it's like Uber and like Lyft, only it's different. It's going to focus on this and not this and things like that. It's still something that Uber and Lyft could do easily. So if the company has, if your solution is going to be competing with folks that have billion-dollar valuations and are currently leaders in that market, especially if it's something like Uber, you're going to be competing for drivers. There's not even enough drivers now in most markets for Uber and Lyft to share a common marketplace, and you're going to look for more drivers. It's just not going to happen. So anyway, number 5. I enjoy ideas that get submitted regardless of the nature of them. I always try to provide prompt and meaningful response, but I'm busy. I'll try to get to all submissions. Now, I looked at my list. I've gotten 800 submissions total in the last 45 days. Unbelievable. So some of those are repeated responses. Some of them are repeated inquiries. Some of them are my responses. So I haven't checked unique numbers, but I bet it's about 300, or so in the last 45 days. An amazing response. I mean, I'm impressed by everybody who would send me information, but understand I'll get back to things as quickly as I can. So let's see. The other thing is that we set up the email address ideas@g3.com so that the emails would come directly to me. They don't come to anybody else. There's nobody else reading it. It isn't something that goes through a third party or somebody else at my company. It comes straight to me. And in fact, those of you who have sent me information have realized I reply sometimes almost instantly because it gets filtered to the top of my inbox. And so, but understand, I mean, I don't mind folks that want to get added to my network on LinkedIn. Please, make the request. I've approved everybody who's requested. But don't chat with me in LinkedIn. I mean, it's hard for me to focus on multiple channels of communication. Also, don't ask to be my Facebook friend. I mean, Facebook is for family and my close friends, and it's where I get to vent about my political views. So I'm not going to add anybody that I don't know. If I didn't go to high school with you or elementary school, or I didn't go to college, or we haven't done deals together, then you're not going to become a Facebook friend of mine. So don't even ask. I appreciate that. There's also one guy that sends me this invitation. Don't send me an invitation from another platform to join your platform. I'm not going to join another platform. The last thing in the world I want to do is join another social media platform. It's just not going to happen. So anyway, let's see. So the best way to send stuff is through ideas@g3.com. Number 7. If I find the if I find the opportunity interesting, I'll reply and get some clarification and understand. I've gotten so many requests for meetings. I wish I could meet with everybody. I wish I could mentor everybody, but I don't. I can't do that. I don't have enough time to do that. Now, the ideas and the answers in the videos here, as well as in the answers and responses that I provide on Quoral, are designed to help inform and educate all the entrepreneurs who are looking for guidance. It's a way of mentoring lots of people all at the same time. So, please understand, I mean, I have over 1,300 answers on Quora. So there's a lot of information there, and I hope you find it useful. But understand that, that there's not an opportunity to schedule a call or a meeting. The process is that I look at everything, I try to respond to everything. If I like it, I'll send you the fact that I like it, I'll ask some more questions. If it's something that I really think has some potential, I'll schedule a call, and then if we schedule a couple calls and you live close enough and you want to come visit, I'm happy to meet with you and visit. But I just can't meet with everybody. I've had people say I'm not going to tell you what my idea is unless I meet you in person. Well, and I'm sorry, but I'm just never going to hear your idea then, because I just don't have time to meet with everybody. If I can review it in 60 seconds and decide I'm not interested, then it's no benefit for you to travel to come see me and me to block out an hour and then not be able to do anything with that. So and the last one is number 8. I'm not a bank. Don't ask me to loan you $6 million at 2% a month. There are plenty of people in the secondary lending market that'll be glad to lend you money. And I am not one of them. I am an investor that invests in building businesses and creating return and providing value and sustaining founder equity. That's what I do. I am not interested in loaning you a ton of money, hoping that I get bought out for pennies on the dollar later on and end up with a modest return of 10%. I don't want a 10% return. I can buy investments that easily return 20% if I wanted to. That's not what I do. So especially most of those are real estate deals. And please see the previous response where I don't do real estate deals. So anyway, that's about it. I don't want to make this thing too long, but I wanted to wrap this up and say thanks to everybody out there. Thanks for following me on Quoral. Thanks for reaching out via email to ideas@g3.com. Subscribe to the channel and like my videos. And I thank you very much. Appreciate it.